So a lot of our subscribers are asking about AMD earnings reporting tomorrow after hours, August 1st after market. And so today we'll take a look at the unusual options activity July 31st to get a better idea as to where AMD will go after earnings. So without further ado, let's get right to it. For the largest quantity today, the 6,000 here, this was done at 2:15, 56-second mark, August 18 expiring, the 108 strike puts. Okay, so this was being paid, the price is 290. Okay. So when we take a look at this 108, August 18, okay, we can see here that this is indeed an opening order or trade because the 7,000 is greater than the open interest here. Okay. We believe what this large investor is doing is they are selling the 108 strike puts and not buying them. And when they sell this, you can see that this trade is moderately bullish because this is a positive 29 delta. Okay. And it did require a lot of buying power to do a trade like this because selling a put at the 108 strike price is essentially saying they're willing to own 100 shares of AMD at $108 per share. So each of these contracts requires 10,800 buying power. Okay, and since they did 6,000 contracts, this trade was worth $64.8 million to sell 6,000 put options. Okay, and they're doing this because it is close to earnings. They can collect a lot of premium because the volatility is very high right before earnings. So it gives them a lot of premium to collect to sell options right before earnings because volatility is high, and that's what a lot of large investors do. Okay, and we analyze other data variables to understand whether or not this is a buy or a sell, because potentially they could have also bought the 108 puts and it would have been very bearish as well. But we are analyzing other data sources as well, which is beyond the scope of this video. So that is what we believe is happening here. Okay. Now, when we take a look at the other unusual options, such as this 5,117, because this is the deltas are very far out of the money and also deep in the money, you can see here it's not very meaningful. Okay, so we're going to look at the next one over here, the 130 strike calls, August 18, 3,600 of them. Let's take a look. You can see here the volume of 13,000 is less than the open interest of 20,000. So these 130 strike calls could be closing trades. So that's not as meaningful at this time unless we get more data in, which can happen this week before earnings. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want any updates on what we think on AMD if things change from today's analysis. Okay. The next up is these 130 strike calls for September 1st. And let's also take a look at the 135 strike calls as well. These are done at different times. Okay. There's also couple of other ones. 135 strike calls, September 1. And here, there's many. As you add these up, you can see September 1. And here, the last few minutes of the market, 346. And the last, basically, this is the last 2 minutes, 357 and 56 second mark. Another 2,000 of these. All right, so this is very unusual here. The 135 strike calls. Okay, so let's take a look. This is September 1, 32 days away. Take a look at the 130s. You can see here, volume 3,900. But take a look at the 135s. 16,000 volume, right? I'd like to point out also the 125 here is also quite a lot of volume here compared to the open interest. Okay, but the 135 definitely a lot more volume. And if we were to estimate this value of this trade, because we believe they are buying the 135 strike calls here, they're currently going for about $203. So estimate that. Let's just say $200, 16,000 volume. So this is about $3.2 million, right? And this would be, you can see here, once we take the other options off, that these call options are bullish. As the price goes up, you can see the profit line goes up above the zero line on the x-axis. Anything above it is profit, anything below is a loss, right? So you can also see that the delta is positive, 19.81 delta. So we know that this is bullish, okay? It is quite risky because you have a very negative 8 theta decay. And so that's why we do use different trading strategies to trade these unusual options, because we want to minimize our risk to maximize our profits. Okay, so if you are interested in our trade strategies, make sure to join our membership where we provide videos only to members, and also videos analyzing other stocks that have other unusual options activity, not just the ones that most people trade, such as AMD with lots of volume, but other stocks, not as much people trading that, which makes our analysis more clear and more accurate in predicting stock price movement. Okay, so if you're interested in that to increase your probability of success in the markets, make sure to join our membership by clicking the join button on our channel homepage, and subscribe if you haven't. Smash that like button. Always encourages us to continue making more videos for everyone, and not just our members. All right, so take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day.